You're listening to the Para House Entertainment Network. Come join us as we take you deep into the fire to the paranormal realms of hauntings, UFOs, ETs, alien abductions, strange creatures, and the vastness of universal consciousness as we continue to seek what is not supposed to exist as we search for the truth that only comes from going into the fire. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Into the Fire. Tonight is Tuesday night. We are waiting for our other guest to get in here. Debbie is already in here. And want to say hello to our co-host, Tanya and Billy Nome. You won't hear much out of Billy Nome tonight. He has got a bad case of laryngitis, can't talk very much, and he's kind of stiff, so he's only it was a long trip this weekend, so he's not moving very much. But he's looking awful good. Excuse me. I couldn't
he may be looking behind them shades.
Mute. I hate to cough on everybody, but yeah, that is just Tanya, go ahead and show everybody Mr. Billy Nome. Yes.
Making twirl.
Right, exactly. Yes. Now, is that not the likeness of Mr. Billy for sure? And he is out working tonight, and so we're gonna miss him dearly. But we have a effigy of him out here, so we can enjoy him and make fun of him at the same time. So everything go good with you, Tanya?
Oh yeah, I'm just checking out the chat room.
Oh, well, good. Say hello to the chat. I'm not in there yet. Can't say anything to anybody, but how's everything going, chat room? We're going to be relying on you tonight for a while. Of course, we are going to talk about our weekend trip up to the Gaines Tavern and tell you what went on there. We have our special guest, Debbie Mitchell-Warren, great friend. And this is kind of like family night because we're having all of our close family members here with Debbie, and Dave and Jenny will be joining us here as soon as they can get back home and jump on here. So we're going to kind of save the stories of this past weekend at Gaines Tavern for just a little bit. But we're asking the chat room to chime in anything that they'd like to ask, anything that they'd like to know. We're going to go ahead and do it. And Debbie, how you doing tonight, sweetie? We're all tired from that long weekend and the drive and everything else, but it was an awesome time, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Everybody loved it.
Yeah, it was really good, and you know, I loved it because great people got together and we had a spiritual time with some great people that got some great energy. You know, between you and Serenity Jenny talking to people and everything else, it just uplifted people up so good. Great rapport going on with everybody. And then when it got, we had speakers there. I spoke for a little bit, and then we had Jenny spoke. She gave an excellent speech, and then we had Dave, and Dave also gave an excellent lecture. And then we finished up with our main guest, Ray Chemitsky. And he really knocked it out of the park. Had some great video presentation, everything else. And he was just a super guy, and everyone enjoyed him. as we talked about UFOs. We have had him on the show before, and look forward to having him here again. Dave Trusty was up there, Christy Taryn, Pam Bohannon, Ashley, Rich was there. So, we had all kinds of great people there. We had people from Indianapolis. John Street came down from Indy, and he brought his family with him and other people, and some non-believers, some believers. But I guarantee you, when they all left, they were going, wow, there is definitely something to this stuff. And the Gaines house was very cooperative on a lot of fronts. But going into today and everything else, we just had a bunch of alerts. We've got some wild gunman running around in Tennessee. Did anybody get that alert? Did you get it?
Oh yeah.
So we got two guys. I guess they.
From here.
Yeah, it's in Millers. It was in Millersville.
No, this one was in Erin.
Oh, was it? Well, this
Yeah.
one. I guess they found his vehicle somewhere in.
Okay, that's a different one. The one today was from Erin, and he's like maybe 30 minutes away, or that area.
Right. Well, it was funny because this one just came in tonight, and they're both. There's two guys running around. There's a picture of him with a assault rifle, and I was like, of course. And he's only carrying two of them, so yeah. But they did find his truck.
Yeah.
Now they haven't found him yet.
No.
They attempted to murder a police officer. So who knows what the story is on that? But all fun things, a lot of weird stuff going on. And anytime I see people carrying assault rifles and anything else, I'm going, there they go, another reason to go after the guns. I'm sorry, but that's just my.
But the thing of it is that was in two different places.
Yeah.
So one of them early this morning was in Erin, and then the other one, Frankie Lynn says they found the car in Millersville for the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
But the guy shot a Hendersonville officer, and the other one shot an Erin. Shot at an Erin officer. Yes. So it's two completely different ends. Yeah.
Yeah. Just crazy stuff in the world that we live in. And I hope everybody is okay and good to do. Hello, Frankie Lynn. Frankie sent me a beautiful piece of artwork today that she shared with me. And I wish I had it so I could put it up here. But next week, I'll see if I can get her to share more of her artwork, and we'll put it up so people can see it. It's just awesome and fantastic, Deb, what was going on in your neck of the woods today?
Oh, what is it called? I have so much fear. I don't even know how I function. Well, the weird thing is, if it's weird, it's going to happen to me, and you know that.
Yeah, I know that.
I had a. I'm going to try to get it up so y'all can see it. I had that last night at my house. I guess you can see it. I can't stay still when I'm holding the phone, so it's moving around a little bit. But it was stationary. So
yeah, we can see it. We can see it really well.
Okay, I just want to make sure you see it. Okay, and I catch them all the time, mainly during the daytime. I usually can feel the energy I get. I hate to say it, the energy. So I got there and snapped pictures, and voila, they're there. Why I don't know. But I woke up this morning and I had some code in my head. It was like a letter with some numbers. And my mind said, go ahead and Google it, and whatever you see in there, it will fit what this message is. Well, I sent it to Bear, and I have no clue. And if somebody wants to help decipher it, be my guest, because there I can give you like the links that I found on it. It talks about the stuff that's going on now. It actually has all the things that I'm suffering from in it. It has something about DNA. Trying to think. Well, I can only remember a couple things at a time because my memory. Do you remember what else was in it there? Because
Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm going to the text message right now you sent me, and Debbie is a great uh, individual with the paranormal, everything else. And I've known Debbie for, I'm even afraid to say how many years because, boy, it really makes us both look old. But, we've done all kinds of different cases. We've worked on all kinds of stuff. We do the UFO thing. And you and David Trusty just sent me some amazing photos. And, the photos that even we had an while we were at the event, David took a photo of a airplane
yeah,
with a UFO shadowing directly underneath of it, and then the dang thing shoots out in front of the aircraft. It was
oh,
underneath the belly. It was
Wow.
an amazing photo. I wish I had it here to show you all. But wow, it was just an awesome photo, and that was right
today I had
over where
this.
we were at.
Today I had about the same thing happen, Bear. I don't know if you've seen it, but I'll have to. It's actually two objects on top of each other. Let me see. Let me
Yeah,
see.
well, I think you sent that to me.
Yeah, I'm going to try to show you the picture here. Okay, here it is. It's and I zoomed in so it kind of looks, but it's two objects on top of each other.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
And that was in the sky. And I got the original picture of it, but this is just a zoomed in part of it.
right.
This stuff is just out here all the time going through here. And
And
like,
what's amazing is that David is about 2.5 hours southwest of you, and he will go outside and see it, and then he'll call Debbie, and Debbie will wait a little bit, go outside, and the damn thing is over Debbie's house shooting the same way, and she gets the same craft. So it's really weird when you look at the way that they are moving from David's location up to Debbie's location. There's only one place that they could go, and that would be Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
yes.
And I mentioned Mr. Ray Saminsky and his books, and he is from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and I just want to show you some of his books. He was kind enough to autograph some great books for me. 50 Shades of Grey, read it. It's awesome. By Raymond, that's his first book. His second book is The Alien Shades of Grey, which is just super. And then the one that I hadn't read and I was reading last night and going through it. I love this title. This is the ultimate truth. And it says, Swamp Gas My Ass. And isn't that the truth? And I love what he said to it. The truth is but there and in here. And it is definitely in here. It's he had a captain in the Air Force on his deathbed telling that he had seen some stuff, and it is just an awesome book about that. And so if you get a chance to follow Raymond Szymanski, you will no doubt love his books. If you ever get a chance to hear him speak, if you missed it up there, great speaker, great guy, and all around time. He was not a ghost hunter, but he had an interesting experience in the house that said, that's enough for me. I'm going home. See you later. You know how
How that
equipment,
happened.
telephones and everything else. Why don't you tell them about that, Deb?
what didn't he mention? Like he was in the room. I can't. Was it the suicide room? Is that the one?
Yeah, the upstairs suicide room.
And he was trying to take a picture, but his phone shut off on him or something. I can't remember what all he said.
Yeah, three
So
times it started doing. Yeah, it started doing weird stuff, and he was like going
pictures. He was
trying
trying
to take anything.
Yeah.
And as soon as he walked out of the room, his phone started working right.
His phone started working fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
because
crazy.
he was just taking the pictures of just the room itself because it's like a museum in there.
Oh yeah, it's a wonderful place, and like I said, we'll wait for a little bit. I got a text message just a minute ago from Serenity saying they're almost there. We're almost there. So we'll have them on in just a second here when they get settled in and come back on. I've got to also. I'm going to pitch everything tonight, so excuse me, chat room, before we get this thing on the way. But Dave, this is one of the coolest articles that I've ever seen done. Can't wait till I get my cut picture on this cover. Paranormality magazine, and this month Dave Spinks was on it, and it is just an awesome book. They've got all kinds of. Look at this great picture on the back of the magazine of Dogman, and then you get inside, and then there's Dave and a whole story on Dave, and it is just a super excellent article on him. But there are some great articles in here. Monster and Mayhem, Oregon Beast. So there's great stuff. I've seen the magazine before. Never have picked it up and read it, and I got this one, and boy, it's awesome. It's awesome. Also, for all those people that were looking for, didn't get to see Malice when it came out, the DVD for Malice is now out, and we are. You can get this at Dave Spinks' World of the Weird. Along with all the other books and videos. We also know that from talking to Dave this weekend, that he said that the Willows Weep DVD is going to be ready shortly. So look for that. And Dave is busy writing 2 books at the time right now. And so big things are happening there. So look for a lot of good stuff there. One other thing, since I'm just shameless, I talked to Richard Rulin today. And, we love Richard. We like to support LAS. And, we went up to Gaines to help support a historical society. And he was telling me he had some tickets left over for an event that he's doing on July 16th in Tennessee at a excellent historical place. And he's helping them out. And all of the stuff from this is all going to help this location out. And I love the paranormal that is in all about history and giving back to the community and helping these locations stay afloat. So we have places that we can investigate and do that for the future, and also just keep them in the spot. So I'm going to show something here that's coming up for him, a 6-hour private investigation at South Point Park in Kingston, Tennessee, July 16th. Tickets are only $49.99 per person, and you can buy them at Richard's site, the Haunted Traveler store. And I would highly suggest you that. He's only got 9 tickets left. And I know for a fact that this fort was built in 1797. These buildings have been rebuilt on top of the original foundation back to the specifications, and were over 200 years ago. The activity is all over the campus. The city was rebuilt this fort with nothing but donations, and here is our chance not only to talk to history, but also to give back to the beautiful place in Kingston, Tennessee. Richard Rulin had filmed the show there, And it was so wrought with activity and evidence that it had to be a 2-part show. And this is a viable this is liable to be a one-time shot. So join Richard Rowland and his crew and go back in time with the spirits of South Point Park. And I think for the price and everything else, just excellent place to go and help somebody save a good historical location. So get your tickets quick. It's coming up July 16th. And I think he told me today he had 9 of them left. So I'm doing about all my shameless stuff now. Time to go into the chat room and just say, hey, Brendan, you were up there this weekend. It was great to have you up here. David, good to see you. Hi, Renee. Frankie Lynn, love you, dear. Twana Bear, I love you too. Bridget Faye, all you guys. It's so great to have you here and have us supporting us and tuning in. Ashley, how you doing? I know you had an awesome weekend. Joanne Stewart, how you doing? Christy Moore Hughes, great to have you here. Melvin Brazel is in the house, and thank God for that. I have missed you, brother. You would have had a great time up there. I hope you are feeling a bit better today, and I can't wait to see you. We all have you in our prayers for a quick and speedy recovery, man. There is nobody better that can make us laugh and have to be with and to enjoy than our dear friend Melvin Brazel, which we all call Hound Dog. And
you think he's letting them nurses run for their money?
Yeah. And he is just a special thing. What do you think of the new gnome out here? This is going to be I took a picture at the Gaines house with that on it. So I think from now on, anytime we do an investigation, we're going to put him as our mascot and we're going to put him in a picture. You know, it's kind of like Chris Summers carrying that skull around everywhere she goes from Soul Sisters and taking pictures with it. So we'll use Nomi now. But Melvin, I love you, brother. Give me a call as soon as you can, just so we can talk. God bless you. And speedy recoveries to you. Many prayers. Chat room. If you've been monitoring the chat room, any questions in there that they need to throw out or would like to talk about right now? Because I'm looking at the wonderful time. I know they're trying to get on, and we'll be here shortly. Sorry about that. Sometimes doing live shows doesn't work out when they are trying to when you're trying to deal with travel and everything else. But we will make it up to you for sure. Now let's talk about Debbie Mitchell-Warren. She also has an excellent location to hunt too. And if you want to talk about the Benton Farms location?
Yeah.
Debbie looks and goes, "What? Who?"
I'm still.
Did Bears just shut up for long enough for me to talk?
The farm is actually connected historically to the Gaines Tavern. They're both. They both have a connection. I guess the people that owned it before Mary actually bought the property off of Mr. Gaines, and then 2 doctors owned it, and then Mary's dad got it in the 40s. It's a 4-story house. It did have some, construction inside done to it, which made all the energy get bad. So that's why, I think it's got the activity because of the walls get tore out of it. But there's a lot that goes on there. Dave Trusty got to stay there all night by himself. Was it Friday night?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he now understands why I got up and left. And I've done that ordeal too. And
Yeah.
David now knows why. Bear was trying to sleep, got up and walked out of the house and jumped in my truck and said, "Man, I gotta get some rest," because that house came unglued.
Yeah.
And there is the interesting thing about it, and a lot of people who've experienced it there that slept over. Dave's experienced, Dave Spinks, David Trusty's done it. I've done it. Debbie's experienced it. When you're in that house and you're trying to rest, there is a booger that comes down that back staircase, and he dances and walks up and down and runs up and down that back staircase all night long. And he'll run down there and look at you. And if you get a chance, you may be able to see him a little bit. Then he runs back upstairs, he runs back down, and he will drive you insane. And I just after a while, I was like going, "Would you shut up, please? I mean, I can't deal with this." That's when I walked out. And but it's a great haunt. I've had the pleasure of doing a lot, and it's not a expensive haunt. It's a great place for a conference. You can take your kids out there, even when if you're not paranormally. Mary, the owner there, has a great farm, petting zoo, all kinds of stuff. And
David got a spirit to write on paper, because I asked him to put a paper out.
Oh yeah,
and
that was incredible.
Yeah, he put a marker there, and he woke up this morning. There's a squiggly circle.
Yeah. Yep. So we've had some really good stuff. There is some strange, bizarre things that go there. But
David said he even got a spirit to write on paper.
Yeah, that was what Debbie was just saying. And he did. He left it on the table with a pen. And sure enough, I'll be danged that dang thing did etch out some kind of odd design. So very, very, very cool. David's weekend was a full Monty, because he had it was at both locations. So and
your shirt's killing me, Bill.
Yeah, I gotta say, David, thank you for all your hard work by setting up all the tables and everything else. It was just wonderful. It was a great time.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it without y'all.
So see, somebody was referring to the 50 Shades of Grey book here, not the same as the one that Raymond did, but yeah.
If anyone's interested in buying a book from him, I'm sure he would mail one. If I'm not sure how the payment would work out, but I could get with Raymond and find out how people could order books off of him, maybe.
Yeah, Christy's got a question.
Oh yeah, Christy. Go ahead, Christy.
She says, "What about the meteor explosion in Mount Juliet last night?"
Interesting. There is a bunch of I haven't seen some of the pictures that were taken of it. I've heard about it, but I also heard of another meteor explosion down in Florida, and one of them was dispelled by it was a fuel part of a rocket that was set up and came back, didn't leave the atmosphere right, and came back, and it was quite weird. I am looking into the Mount Juliet thing, but it's pretty odd. And what people are saying is basically it looks like it's coming straight down and it's leaving a line, and all of a sudden it goes boof and it explodes. So it leaves a essence about as big as the moon. Some one of the witnesses were telling me it looked like the size of a moon. Dave was just in, and now he's just out. So they are home, and I'm waiting for him to.
I didn't even hear anything about it. I
Get,
just looked in Google. There's no news about it at all.
Well, you know how it is. That's why we don't use Google. Everybody go to DuckDuckGo. If you're looking for the real truth and the good information, I'm bringing Dave in. I can see him just his camera and everything else. Hey, Dave,
Kristen,
thanks for coming in. I know you're just beat off the road.
Yeah, man, we just rolled in, just getting them set up. Sorry it took us. We got behind some slow traffic.
Oh, no problem. And there is the lady of the hour, Serenity Jenny. Hi there, dear.
Hello.
You are looking fresh too for all that driving and everything else. We were just talking about the explosion in Mount Juliet of a meteor, and I was telling that we also had I had a report out of Florida on one a few days ago, and then I had another one which was they said was the booster of a rocket that didn't make it in right, came back and burned up in the atmosphere, but it sure didn't look the same way as this other stuff did. But welcome to the show, guys. It is so great to have you. It's like going, this is like family time. I'm sorry, but I got to tell you, Billy is a little under the weather tonight. He's kind of stiff from, sleeping in the truck and everything else. He's got a real bad case of laryngitis, but and he is here for us all to look at. So enjoy Billy Gnome. He is here here with us. But so glad to have you on. I just saw Ada Coxon. Hello, Ada. How you doing? We're going to get on with the show, folks, and thank you for letting me do my rhetoric and my stick and all that other good stuff. And as we were talking, and thank you, Christy, for the asking about the Mount Juliet thing, and I will get back to you on that. We'll do some more research on that. There are so many things
Christy
happening.
Had an update on one of the guys too.
On what? Oh, really?
She said the guy that shot the cop and was involved in a shootout with Kentucky police and is deceased. Just got a notification, and it was the Samuel Edwards. But there's still another one that was in Erin. Right. Well, it just goes to show you that Kentucky police shoot a lot better than the Tennessee do. Don't come into our neck of the woods. Anyway, I'm sure I'm going to get some reports from the Tennessee Police Department now, slamming them. Guys, what did you think of this weekend? Wasn't it kind of a just, I think we were all surprised at the event. I can't believe all the good energy that was there and some of the great things we're talking about it. Dave, I had, while we were waiting, I was showing your wonderful magazine that you're on the cover of, and telling people to get it because it's an excellent, super article. I also told them that you've got the new Malice DVD out now. You can get it the Dave Spink's World of the Weird, and you can order it from there, and he will gladly ship it to you. And also, you can get. I think you're coming out with a Willow's Weep one soon, aren't you, buddy?
Yeah, the Willow's Weep documentary probably out in a month or two.
Okay, excellent.
We're getting ready to go into the process of having the DVDs produced. The documentary is already done, but you can see it on Scare Network. But if you want a signed copy and all that, you can get it right from us here at the World of Weird in West Virginia.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you're going to, it's well worth, it's great to watch it, but man, it's a lot more better to get your own copy of a DVD and have it signed by that man right
And
there.
that's just part one. We have a whole nother part that's coming for that one. And I think it's really going to blow people's minds.
I can't wait. I'm so excited, especially for the people that had a really strong opinion about the weep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
got
the
a real
nicest way I can
strong
say
opinion about the weep.
A really strong opinion about the weep, and I think everybody will be
And what we,
blown away.
there's a lot of negative press or whatever you want to call it because of the haunting there, and because of, we were trying to show it and document it. And some of the former family members that died in the house, the living family members, didn't like the former owner, what she was doing with it, didn't like it when I bought it and took it over. But it is what it is. That's what we do. Everything we talk about is factual information that's listed in the local and newspapers and everything else. So, you'll have that. But I think when they see the end story and how it was all going to come about, that their eyes themselves will be open.
Yeah. I think, I would agree with that.
And I really don't care. I don't have to explain myself to anyone. Everybody knows my reputation, so I don't make stuff up, and I interviewed a lot of good people that have spent time in that house, and they, told about what they experienced. So, it is what it is. Not just me saying it; it's hundreds of other people.
Right?
So,
Exactly.
I mean, it was there before I even owned it. People were hundreds of investigators had been in there.
I went there. Yeah, exactly. It had the same story. Hey, Deb, since we heard that little piece about the truth and the history and everything else, one of the things of the place we were at last week, this weekend here, the Gaines Tavern, I was kind of shocked because, as you know, you battled with a few people there because we were telling the truth about what this place is and the history that happened in it, and they did not want, the library personnel did not want you to put this out as the murder-suicide house and all the truth that is actually happening to it, but it is truly history. That is exactly what happened in that house. And it's funny
from their website.
Yeah, it's and
wasn't like Deb was saying it; they said it themselves.
I know, yeah. And
I told her that I've been in a battle with people. There's a spiritual battle going on right now, Bear, and I'm about ready to lose my mind.
Yeah, there's a lot of good and evil out there, but and I know since Billy's not here, I'm going to speak to him about him. He also thought that house could be a little bit hotter than it was. I mean, as far as negative type energy. But let me tell you something.
I did my own thing because my granddaughters had to be there. And I did everything I could. Make sure they had a good time. And they had a blast. I mean,
oh, yeah, they did. They did.
And my son wanted to be there, so he had to bring them because he's a single parent.
Yeah,
so
but it was awesome, though.
Yeah, it turned out to be really good.
Well, what was great is, and then, any event that what I'm calling the family is involved in, and if you have Dave and you have Serenity there, the energy just raises. And even though, you may have something bad that wants to come in, when everybody's energy raises so high, they can't get in. They run away the other way because they don't like the light. They don't like that energy. Yeah, so when it happens, you don't get it. I mean, but I would say if you walked in there in a negative way, I think that you may find that it could be a little bit of a troublesome home. But it was a very cool hunt. As we were talking about, as we walked through the house, and Dave, you pointed this out also. As you walk through the house, it's just it's a big place, great place to investigate. But they have all of the stuff on the walls and everything else telling the true truth of what happened in the house, but yet someone decides, well, I don't want that out there. Well, then get it out of your house. Lie to people. It's the history. We don't change history.
No,
we
I
go
was
for the
supposed,
truth,
I,
and that's
I
just
was
the way it is.
supposed to take it off of the flyer. I wasn't supposed to advertise it as that.
Yeah. Well, sorry, that was my fault. I helped with that.
I know. I left
You
it
know,
on there because
and there's
Bear created it.
yeah. Just
But
tell them it was my thing because there's something about the name Truth Seeker that I really, really believe in. So, but
And it was the truth.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it is the truth. So, and if you can't deal with the truth, then might as well become a Democrat and just lay low and destroy things.
Yeah, I mean that's what's going on in society today as a whole. Anyway, they're trying to erase history.
Right.
we don't-
Exactly.
As people, if you erase history, you don't learn from your mistakes of the past. You repeat. It's a definition of insanity, like me and Jen always say. If you repeat the past and keep doing the same thing over and over, then it's a definition of insanity. So,
Yeah.
you got to tell these stories, no matter how horrible some of them are. You got to tell the history of these locations, no matter how horrible they may be. And yes, there are living family members, of course, that that someone in their family may have done something horrendous, whether it's murder someone or commit suicide, whatever. But that's how we learn as human beings. And if we don't address those situations, we never get better. We do the same thing. We're destined to repeat the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
So that's how we teach and that's how we learn.
So true, Dave. So true. Well said. And
Yeah.
but the other thing about that house is that since,
It's haunted.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
did you?
that's exactly what you got to stay in there before we got
I
there.
think everybody
we
froze
were
up.
all gonna meet up there, but unfortunately
Barry
we had to. Yeah, I'm here. Well, we had to.
Oh, Lord.
We had to change the plan a little
I'm
bit.
just
We didn't get
talking
there.
to myself. Everybody disappeared on me.
Oh yeah, well we can hear you fine. If you can hear us, we still got you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're coming through fine. You're on all the screens here, and yeah, so you're tripping out on us.
It's been one of those days, Bear.
I hear you, darling. I hear you. But you got to spend the night, and some of the things that happened to you that night were just awesome. And it was some of it actually happened the night while we were investigating together also. And just an awesome place. You want to go into some of the stuff that happened to you while you were up there?
Yeah.
Where do we even start? My gosh, there was so much. So, I
Tell them
mean,
what you picked up on and what your walkthrough.
so, just even driving up to the house, it's beautiful, beautiful estate, beautiful home, but you could see it's like you drive through the layers of the historic, of all the residual energy, of all the soldiers and the families. And, I mean, it's like an onion. It's like an onion of onions. Like, if that even makes sense. It's like layers of
Many
layers.
layers.
And you physically, when you're sensitive like that, you physically can feel that. And the eyes on you, my gosh, we were driving up and I'm like, man, there's spirits everywhere here. Like, they're in the field, they're around the house. They want their stories to be told too. So, I feel like, Deb, you did that house a huge justice by letting those spirits, I'm like the therapist for the living and the dead. Like, they want to be heard. And I think you did them justice by giving this opportunity to them and having that be told. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, I don't know if I want to talk about all the stuff or just a little bit. So here's one little snippet of some stuff I picked up on. Like, I kept feeling this abdominal pressure on the way there. I would say, I'm very empathic, so I get a lot of messages through my physical body, and I am a physical medium too. So I felt actual hands inside my abdomen, and I'm like, this is so weird, babe. This is so weird. We're gonna have to run a GoPro when we go to locations because stuff starts coming way before we get there. And right before the turn, like, oh my gosh, somebody's hands are in my belly. Like, I can feel them. I'm like, okay, I don't want anything done to me. Like, thank you. Don't do that. No, thank you. And when I got in the house, the very first thing that happened was a doctor in spirit came to me with his medical bag, was extremely urgent and pressing in nature with his energy, and wanted me to go upstairs immediately. And at first I'm like, okay, this is an emergency situation. This man lived here or he worked here, and he's conveying, they can convey like thousands of pieces of information in like seconds, right? So claircognizant wise, I'm just getting downloaded all this information. And he's like, hurry up, you gotta go upstairs, it's important. And the sense of urgency was almost like distressing to me. He was just almost distraught. And I honestly didn't put two and two together until we were in the kitchen later on. And Dave, I don't even know what we said. How do we even discover that?
Well, you said that.
I felt that.
No, you did that outside. You said, "Oh my God, I just realized that if he was a doctor and he knows about my medical condition, he's trying to help me."
I don't think I've ever encountered that before. I mean, I have a lot of spirits trying to hurt me all the time. So, that kind of was a first for me. I didn't realize he was trying to work on me because I was going to his residence. And I think he thought I was a patient. And I do have an extreme medical condition, and I have had a lot of surgeries and a lot of near-death experiences. There's nothing near about that. I died. So I just felt like spiritually he was still trying to do his job, which again, Deb, you've given an outlet to these spirits who are just trying to be. They're just trying. A lot of times spirits aren't trying to hurt anybody. They're just from a dimensional reality that they kind of are a little confused about why people can't see them and why aren't we doing what we're supposed to be doing. And sometimes they just need to be heard and understood too. And it was kind of a cool experience for me. I feel that was definitely a first, and the amount of energy there is almost incomprehensible. It really is.
Well, and then, to carry that whole situation a little forward more. So after she did her initial walkthrough and I filmed it, I was reading the history because we both kind of went in blind, pretty simple. I knew a little bit and she knew nothing before entering the house. When we saw the doctor bag in the upstairs level, she's like, I want to go back up there and see if I can talk to the doctor, so that's what we did. And we went up to the table where the doctor bag was on. And then I started reading the stuff, and then come to find out not only did one doctor live there, two doctors lived there at some point in time. And it makes sense that a spirit, if it was helping people in life, it was probably still trying to help people in death. And then we found out some more, and sure enough, we had some meters up there, and as soon as she set the thing on the table, it went back crazy, and we're like, Doc, if that's you, light it up. And it was lighting up on command and everything. We said, make it go to red if that's really you. Boom, all the way to red. I mean, it was just boom, 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 boom. And, that's the kind of confirmation you look for. Not only was she reading that psychically and picking up on all that, but it confirmed it with devices. And I confirmed what she was picking up with historical facts that are in the house. So that's what we want. That's what we do.
It was kind of like Christmas. I'm not going to lie. I love when that stuff happens. It's so fun for me because I like to listen to them. I want to listen to them. They deserve to be listened to. They deserve to be heard. I know what it feels like to be dead. I do. It's not fun. I like breathing and living. So I can't imagine what it would feel like if I was stuck there and I had all this stuff to say. So when I am able to be that mouthpiece, that makes me feel like I did my job. And I told their story, and I told it from a perspective from on the other side, like not historically, but spiritually and metaphysically. So, that's just one aspect. There is probably about 7 or 8 things.
She picked up on her initial walkthrough 7 or 8 specific things that were just right down the line, spot on, that there's no way she could have known about. And I'm reading it on the historical facts in the house going, oh crap, boom, you hit this one, you hit this one, you hit this one.
And I'm not going to lie, I was probably screaming. I was like, woo, this is so exciting. I'm so excited.
Because there's a lot of people out there, and it's validation for her on what she's reading. So that just lends more fuel to her fire to keep doing what she was doing. So, and then you want me to talk about what happened physically in the kitchen? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So we're sitting there after all that went down. I was getting some equipment ready and getting ready to go into another session. And I don't know, it was about 1 a.m. It was kind of late. And I'm sitting on the little kitchen table there, and this sound hit the side of the house, just like boom, 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 and went all the way down from the window in the kitchen where I was sitting at the little table all the way to the entire length of the house. And someone pounded on it, and it went right down the line like every couple of feet, and it literally took it a second or two to go all the way down to the house. Now, of course, I jump up and go. We look at each other and I go,
We're both in the
"Holy
kitchen.
crap!"
We both heard it.
And it was loud and powerful. So I'm looking outside right away. There's somebody out there messing with us. But then I thought, there's no way a human could have went that length of space in that amount of time and pounded that many times that fast. So
Yeah.
of course there was nobody out there, and I'm like, yeah, something that's not very nice is trying to get in here, but it can't get in here because we're in here. So
And it really didn't sound like camp. It almost sounded like it was laughing. Like
almost like a ginormous bird with giant wings fluttered against the house hitting it. That's how fast it was going. And it
Wow.
actually shook the side of the
it
house.
was disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And it hit that door too, Deb, that they kicked in, that the people broke in.
And I was
It
sitting
hit
right
that
there.
too, and it went all the way down the side of the house. And on the window.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty serious incident and something that was very powerful trying to get in there but couldn't do it for whatever reason. Now, we had a lot of good ghost box responses and a lot of bad negative type responses too, because we truly think there's something negative there that's holding the human spirits back from communicating, controlling them. And we run into that a lot, in some of these places where there's a lot of suicides and death and murder and stuff like that. But that's kind of a standard thing. And we, you were out there on the night of the thing, and we were getting some specific names that are not so nice and have to do with suicide, demonic entities, and everything else.
Yes.
So there, but those things can come in and out. There's no sense of time.
Right.
So in a stronghold where that many tragedies happen, those entities are definitely lurking about and love to show off, and they're proud of what they, are controlling in that situation. So, doesn't mean it's an active infestation, but that energy lays around, because they like to talk about how, we're going to do this and we did that and that type of thing.
Exactly. So, the other cool thing about it is you got to tell the story about the encounter with the fiddler.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. So after the whole fluttering hitting situation, we're
3 o'clock.
It's about 2:33 by this time, and we're kind of a little bit, we've done several sessions now and got some crazy responses and stuff. So we sat down to take a break. We're getting a drink and kind of regrouping and saying, okay, what are we going to do now? And all of a sudden I hear, and I'm like, what the frick? And then I stand up. And I go over toward the back stairwell, which would have been the servant's stairwell in those days.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, okay, it's the air conditioner, and it's making a weird noise. But no, it wasn't. I said, can you hear that? She said, yes. And she comes closer, and it's over top of the air conditioner. It's a whole different sound. And then we start hearing thump on the upstairs floor, like people are stomping their feet and dancing.
Yeah.
So then you remember,
Maybe they were.
Oh, they had a ballroom on the second floor, and we're here. I mean, it goes on for 10 minutes. We hear a Clear as a Bell fiddle playing. I hope we got it on audio on something. I don't know, but we definitely heard it with our own ears. And quite honestly, I think we were so stunned we didn't even think about turning on the recorder. But I know I had a camera running, so hopefully it's on there.
I think we did tell them.
I put the recorder on the staircase before we ran up there. So, but they were having a straight up hoedown in the second floor, and we heard a fiddle. I mean, there's no mistaking a fiddle when you hear that going. I mean,
oh yeah, exactly.
So it was crazy, and then along with the foot stomps and everything else. But it was pretty cool.
Location.
Yeah, and the second, when we were there for the event, during the event, and we had heard that there was a spoon player there also. You know, and every time I asked about spoons or anything else, they were like, "Oh yeah. You want to play spoons? Yep. Is the fiddler here? Yep. So I don't know what time they were going to get ready to play, but they all they wanted to do was like do the hoedown all over again. And again, that house does show that it has a lot of um, background and history about them holding balls there and having
And
them.
it was a tavern.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
for many,
big
many
hoedown
years.
up
So,
there. Exactly.
so, you know, there was people drinking there and partying and playing music, I'm sure.
And listen,
Yeah.
when I first went in, I thought, this is crazy. I'm like, they had like some kind of lavish parties here, and they didn't really want to, but it was like a status symbol. And he kind of looked at me like, okay. And then when we got upstairs and we saw that long list of stuff,
Yeah, there's another one she hit directly on. Yep, they held grand balls up here. And that's where
Yeah.
the one guy, there was two men. That's one of my favorite stories of the house. There's two men vying for the attention of this young woman. Well, the one man was bald and he was really, you know, really like self-conscious about his baldness, so he wore a toupee. And I'm sure it was horrible looking back in those days. 'Cause, you know, I mean, so the other guy said, you're thinking that what this guy's, I'll fix him. So he goes in front of all these people at this lavish ball where they're trying to get the attention of the same woman, and he grabs a toupee off his head, throws it on the ground. Well, the other guy is so embarrassed and so distraught, he pulls out a freaking stiletto and stabs the guy dead right there in the ballroom in front of everybody.
Yeah.
So, that's just that's like those old days when if you dishonored another man, they would fight to the death with dueling pistols and stuff, so,
Yeah.
that's just how it was in those days. And I definitely think the one guy is still there because we had some responses pertaining to that whole incident.
Right.
So I was like, man, this is crazy. And because
Well,
I
they
said,
didn't have
what'd you do to
bullying
him?
back
And he goes,
then.
I stabbed him. Huh?
Yeah.
Well,
They
I
didn't have
question to
bullying
that guy.
back then. They just took care.
Yeah. And I said, what'd you do to that guy? How'd you kill him? He said, I stabbed him.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Great
damn.
EVP. But everything that you're, for Serenity, being a psychic, doing a walkthrough like that, all that stuff is nothing but pure validation. I heard you mention that earlier. And that's what a psychic loves to have. If you can get good validation on the stuff that you're picking up, it just is a lot better. I know Deb, being a psychic, also loves that stuff. She loves to get the validation. Deb, you still there? Or are you pulling the? It looks like you went into the Billy Gnome stage.
Am I
think
still?
Her
Yeah.
video's frozen. Her video's frozen.
Yeah. But can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, just go ahead and talk away, dear.
So my thing's frozen now.
Yeah, your video. We got your
Oh.
sound, but your picture's frozen.
Huh? That's weird. Because I can see everybody and me moving. Looks like Bear froze for me. Hold on.
Yep.
No, I see him.
it's just all gonna have to be.
Hola. But yeah, it was a great time. And it's great when you also get to see, Dave, you're blessed to be around Serenity all the time, and we love Serenity. We've also been around her a lot, and I always love it when people get to meet her and talk with her. And I saw quite a lot of people again, enlightened, full of energy, taken to where they answered questions that needed to be brought forth and bring to. And, even people that I've talked to several times, and, it's always it's a group effort. You take, Jenny jumps in and takes them somewhere and they get it. And even during her speech, she talked to that one gentleman and it was mind blowing. Won't get into the situation, but it was just mind blowing. And he got it, and he understood it. And then, of course, our good friends, Pam and Ashley. I think you guys had a super experience. I can't wait to talk to you about that later on a one-to-one basis. But yeah, just awesome type, just great energy,
Real good energy the
good
whole
things.
weekend. I mean,
Oh
It
yeah,
was magical. It really was. I mean, people went there expecting, I think, one thing, and they got a whole bunch of everything.
they
Like
did.
it was packaged so properly by spirit. Actually, like you can't plan this stuff. You know, it's divine intervention,
Right.
and
You
you
know,
know, it just
it-
synergistically works. And there was layers upon layers of healing and enlightenment and empowerment and education
Validation.
and validation. And it just
foundation,
you know, we left there too, like changed yet again, you know,
yeah.
because it's just so, you know, it's so exciting to see people open up to this level. It's like, you know, we have this whole amazing access to this side of life, and people kind of know, but they really don't know. And once they walk through the door, they're like, oh my gosh, I kind of knew this, but I really didn't have proof. Now I have proof. And even in the house too, you know, when you get confirmation and validation through devices, it just changes people's lives.
it's
It really does.
validation for them, yeah. And
Mhm.
people like we've always been, even before we knew each other, we both were like, we always believed that people meet for a reason. You know, it's not just happenstance in 99.9% of the time.
Right.
You meet someone for a reason, whether they need something from you or you need something for them or both, you know. So I think a lot of people that came, like Jen said, they came expecting one thing and they got something way different.
Yeah.
You know, but that's, you know, that's how it was supposed to happen, and it happened. Everything was great, you know. And you know, normally you can ask better for you folks watching. When we do an event, everything is organized, and like we're like, okay, we're going to do it like this, and we just let people make the choice. Do you want to just free roam the house? If you have anything you want to ask us, and we'll be popping in periodically. And they're like, yeah, let's do it like that. So that's what we did, and they loved it. So
Yes.
you know, it was kind of a whole different scenario the entire weekend. You know,
Yeah,
so
and every time we walked in, if you know you weren't there, I'd walk in and we had some outrageous activity, and it was visual, and they could see it, they understood it, they got to hear the voice boxes, and it's just so great to see people so excited about something that we love to do and we've done.
then they come running out and say, we got this, man, this happened,
Yeah.
this happened. I'm like, that's awesome.
Awesome.
So
It
you know,
is.
that's what we want. That's what
Them by themselves. Like once you guys teach somebody like how to use devices or how to properly investigate, they're like, oh wow, look what I did, and it empowers them even more.
Yep. I haven't been through my recorder yet.
Yeah.
But you know, we let that out and went around, and that's what that's the fun stuff to do, because I don't have an idea what the heck I'm going to get or where it was or what the questions were asked, and reviewing that kind of stuff is just awesome too, because it's surprising. You just sit there and go, whoa.
Another thing, that crazy thing that happened. So after Jen did a walkthrough, I did my first session in the big room in the living room.
Mhm.
Where the
Long session too.
Yeah, I did a long, you know, I set the camera up, had my devices, and I was getting some really great stuff.
Mhm.
And I was done after 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Went over to shut the camera off. Well, the camera's already on standby by itself, and the battery, a 4-hour battery, mind you, is down to like 4%.
Mhm.
I'm like, son of a, they got me right off the bat. They drained the battery and turned the camera off record. I always hit record on that camera.
Yeah.
I don't even start a session until I see it saying record. And I
Right.
saw it say record when I hit the button and everything. And man, they got me right off the bat. So
Yeah.
I lost some good stuff right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
we still took away the experience. Jen heard it at the same time I did. So, you know, I was like, you little suckers, you know.
well, it's like the weird thing about it is, and I keep on telling people this, and I've had this experience, the things that they give you, like if you get a great picture or if you get something like that, it's a gift to you.
Mhm.
They have given you that, to say it. And the way that I talk about it and reinforce that in a validation type of way is when I was walking up on an investigation, and a spirit says something to me, and then the next EVP that says, "Bear, you can keep this."
Wow.
You know,
Mhm.
and that is just, I mean, that was a gift from them to me. Now,
Yep.
that's an awesome thing. Vicki Norris, the picture of the lady in the barn. Great
Yeah.
picture of out in the barn at the hall.
Yep.
Yeah, not to jump to the hall, but it was a gift. That's the way you look at those. Those perfect pictures of those wonderful things are because they're looking right at you. I've taken other pictures, and the spirits are looking directly at you from a side angle, from anything, and those are all gifts, and uh, people should look at that very, very much. Hey, Dustin, how you doing? Looking forward to meeting you, also, my friend. It's and thank you for coming in tonight. Professional paranormal research. How you all doing? Bear says hello to you back. Excellent, excellent stuff. Hello, Tara. I didn't see you in there. It's nice to have you also. And
Debbie's videos back.
yep,
Hi, Sarah.
She's unfrozen now.
there. Yep. Now Deb's back. So,
Don't do
Deb,
the
I know that there's some situations going on up there. I'm not going to get into that, but if a team is looking to book that, would it be safe to say that you could they could get a hold of you and then you can get them to the right person?
That, or they can call. The lady at the library is actually handling the calendar for the mayor because he's so busy. So
Uh,
if they want to call the Boone County Library and ask for, I forgot her name, and I have problems, or Sharon, and make sure
Yeah.
make sure if you do talk to her, tell her Debbie said hi.
yeah, just say
One thing I'm most proud of too is we were able to raise a nice little chunk of money to help the house.
Yeah.
And that's
right.
very important to me is preserving these historical locations. I love the history of them. We have to preserve history. It's very important to our
That was
future.
the main goal of all this was getting them some money. They did have a break in, and help them with better security and that door to get fixed. So,
Yep. That's what it's all about.
mhm.
We're helping people, we're helping the locations, and we're helping each other. And that's what it's all about.
And I have to throw this in because, when we ask for protection or anything that's going on, we're calling in the angels. And there was at one point, I just said, Brother Michael, you are here, right? And I said, Archangel Michael, you are I need you here. Or
No, he said, "Are you here?"
are you here? And he said, here.
He said, "Yeah, I'm here."
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
"Here."
Yeah, here.
And then he said that multiple times.
He was present and accounted for. So, there's been multiple clearings and different things that I asked for help and protection on. And that's a gift too, and I don't know, maybe sometime we should put some kind of string of those together because there's been quite a few times, he'll say here, he'll say holy energy, he'll say all kinds of stuff. But, it just goes to show you that your spirit guides, your beings of the light, your angels, they're always with you too.
Right.
With you on these investigations, and there's little moments where stuff like that comes through, and I know you guys had that before at the McDonald house and did some really cool stuff, and it's just really awesome. They are all gifts. They really are gifts. Bear, that's just an awesome way to say that.
Yeah, they truly are, and we'll have to do because I have so much stuff. I love it when Michael talks to you and tells you something, especially if you ask him, all right, is everything done well? Was this place clean? Thank you, Michael, for helping. And it's just amazing the things that we get on EVP. And it's really unusual. It doesn't matter where you're at. Doesn't matter what it is. You can take all of those EVPs and Michael's voice never changes. It is the same voice no matter where in the heck you go, no matter what you do. when Michael talks, it's Michael talking.
I don't forget when we did that show at the hall and that
Mhm.
high pitch
Oh my
frequency
gosh.
hit us hard like a ton of bricks.
Oh yeah.
That was straight up angelic, man. That was nuts. And,
Yes.
and remember when we played the recorder back, it was even higher pitched on the
awesome.
recorder. I was
Right.
like, holy crap.
Right. Yeah. It's
That was
amazing.
nuts, man.
Amazing stuff. And it's great to be able to work with that type of energy and do that. We also beam some of the, as we were saying, we found some these frequency generators that we're using, and using a certain frequency, I think also helps the paranormal and some of these entities be able to get more wrapped up. And as I started using it more at the hall, and it was Billy the Gnome over there. Unfortunately, he can't tell you about it, so I'll have to speak for him. That said, "Hey Bear, what do you think about this frequency stuff?" And I said, "We've looked at it so many times, and I think, we got to try to work with it because
It worked.
yeah,
I've used it for years off and on.
yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely does work. And
Yep.
that frequency level works fantastic. And guess what? We're frequency, so are they. Energy and frequency. That's all we are.
And that's even some of the stuff that EVPs are based off of, because a really good EVP, you won't be able to hear it with your human ear. It's below human hearing range.
Yes.
And then, when it's at that one particular frequency that's below human hearing range, and then you get it on an audio recorder and you can play it back and match it up to the frequency rate. So it's pretty impressive.
It's very impressive.
If it was a human, you would have heard it, and it wasn't a human. It was a spirit.
Yeah.
So that's what's fascinating about using infrasound and different things like that. So
right, it definitely is, and I think it is another way to kind of juice them up a little bit, to give them something to be able to reference as a high point or a low as a point, and focus into that area where they're continually coming in at that frequency, or using that frequency for whatever.
And they good spirits and good entities, they vibrate at a much higher rate than even we do. And the bad cannot stand that. They will not come around it. It blows them up, basically.
Well, it's frequentially incongruent. So that high level frequency will diffuse, and the lower vibrational energies, the entities, they can't withstand, like, we said before, fear and faith can't live in the same place because the frequency is actually incongruent. So, faith's really up here and fear's down here, so they don't match. So they beat feet. And I remember, before we talked about this, and God made all those crooked places straight before we get there. And I think sometimes when we go to a location, they're like, they're gone.
Right. Exactly.
It's just like people, you can tell when somebody's like low vibe, low energy, negative type person comes into a room, it changes the whole energy of the place,
I've said it 100 times, and so have you, and exactly. Someone on a team comes and they have that one individual that is just not there, and man, it will affect everything that happens that night. Everything. I mean, and but you've got to practice raising that and keeping yourself positive during all this stuff, and not let that negativity come out and be on you. So I'm gonna put you all on the spot. 1 to 10 rate Gaines Tavern.
10 for me.
10 for sure. Activity levels through the roof.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's one of the places I'd love to spend an entire weekend. To be honest with you, just go down and dirty.
We didn't really get outside that much.
No, I mean we didn't have enough time to even get outside on the property. So you got to remember too, folks. There's a major train track on both sides of the house that goes for 300 miles. And then that was the main, like Deb will tell you, it's the main road from Lexington to Cincinnati for however many hundred of years. How many people's energy traveled through that little area right there, and how many people stopped and brought their energy into that tavern, into that home, and so on and so forth for like centuries, literally. So, I mean, my gosh, think about that. The layers and layers of energy that are just innumerable.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if you knew this or not, but did you know there was actually a train station right down from there where people could get off and they would
Okay.
stay in that
I
area?
get off the train and they would walk back to the tavern and stay there, right? Visit.
Right,
a
exactly.
1,000 people
Stagecoach.
experienced in the field. I kept
Yeah.
saying that.
He
I'm like,
kept saying, like, when we
so
pulled
many
in,
people
he's like, oh my God, all I see is people everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
The
I mean, she
train
was saying,
depot. The train depot was in front of the farmhouse.
Right, exactly, which is not
And you
very
can
far
actually
away
see-
from, which is not
Right,
very far away from the
It's right
Gaines
down
house.
the road from there, and you
Yeah.
can actually
Mhm.
see a picture of it at that Main Street restaurant that y'all like.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, boy, that's gotta give a punt for that too, because gotta tell you, but paranormal investigators love to have a good breakfast. We didn't get one. the other
yeah,
day.
we couldn't find it. We didn't find it.
Find it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
but there's a
I wasn't up that early to eat breakfast
But
anyway.
I'm not gonna lie, Denny's in
Denny's down there in town was,
oh my gosh. That y'all you know that they post pictures of his food, right?
I saw it.
yeah.
Everybody thinks he made that. He didn't make that. Denny's made that.
Denny's made that. I didn't say nothing.
He just taking all the
Really?
credit for it.
No, I didn't. I didn't say nothing. I gotta sit in on my back, sir.
Well,
Okay,
but
Dave.
I have to go with you on the 10 too.
I'm gonna make it now. I can tell you that because it was so good with that Kentucky bourbon sauce. Oh my God!
I want him to make it too. I want it to be in the future cookbook.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be
Hey,
awesome.
they were talking in chat about mounds being there. I don't. Can anybody tell me where the mounds were? Because I don't remember.
Native
Oh,
American
yeah.
mounds.
I think there was some talk about the second or third tree right there.
Yeah, there's a
Right.
weird little mound there out in the yard on the
Oh.
side where the woman set herself on fire.
We didn't get out there though.
Yeah,
I
Oh,
got to walk out there. Billy and I walked out there, and you could definitely feel it. You could see it.
Yeah, I saw it, but I just didn't go over to it.
Yeah, there's some extra wells over there, in between two trees. Very weird. It is a perfect mound, and it also takes off the backside also, and just that the natives were in there, no matter what someone may want to say that there was none there, but
Oh yeah,
There,
area in Kentucky.
natives were there for thousands
Absolutely.
of years. That whole area was known hunting ground of numerous tribes.
Oh,
Mary
yeah,
saw all
exactly.
kinds of arrowheads where she's at, and they told her there was no Indians there. So why is she
Yeah.
finding arrowheads?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's a known hunting area. That whole area is a known Native American hunting ground for
Well-
numerous
Right.
tribes, not just one, for numerous tribes.
Yeah,
Right.
that might have been where the aliens dropped off all of their captured Indians with their arrows at one point. As they splattered toward the ground, there was just a lay of
We have to talk about the slave tree. The
oh
big
my God.
gosh, yeah, and they went through that also. They went through that, and Margaret was the lady who left there, came back, wasn't it? There's a large story about Margaret there. I can't remember her last name. I did remember reading about it, and just a fantastic story about her. And you remember that, Deb?
I don't remember her story. No,
Oh, okay.
I don't
Oh,
have a
but-
good memory. So with that,
I'll
with
have to look
any-
back for it and see
I would
it.
have to have it
Yeah,
my phone
David
and
said- Brendan said a 10 for sure. I would say that was, that investigation and everything else was definitely a 10 from everybody, because I love it when you don't have everybody left that place going, wow, I had an experience with the paranormal. I learned something. Other people had an uplifting experience and found themselves by going inside themselves and knowing what they're going to be doing, what they are. as their conscious level comes up, and they are warriors for helping everybody else. It's just so great to see other people grasp that and be able to come up to that level. I love it, and I thank everybody who was involved in that to be able to do that. And we thank you, Deb, for thinking of this thing, and thank you for contacting myself and Dave and Serenity and all of us to be able to get up there and have Ray there, because
Yeah.
it was just a super time.
Yeah. Thanks for having us, and
We loved it.
we'd love to do it again.
It was
sometime.
amazing.
Yep, and we need to do the other things, and I hope everything works out well. So if you're looking to go to the Gaines Tavern, get a hold of the Boone County Library and ask for Sharon. Is that what we're asking for?
Yeah, that's what you said, Sharon.
Tell her Deb said hi.
Yeah.
And tell her that Deb said hi. Deb referred you, and whatever. So
She does. She handles the calendar part of it because
the
they
other
do.
part of the show is,
They do have tea
it's-
parties and stuff like that there during the day, like
Yeah.
tea parties and tours. So she handles all the scheduling for everything.
Good night, Tammy. It was thank you for stopping in. I know we're going long. We waited for them and everything else, but at the same time,
That's our fault. We apologize.
does anybody else want to? Do you mind going a little bit longer? How y'all feeling?
Oh, God.
No, we're good.
I'm fine.
Chat room, you want us to go a little bit longer and have you ask us questions about stuff, because there's so many things going on in the world today. And
I mean, they can ask us any questions about anything right now.
yeah,
Everything's going
and-
crazy.
right. And if you do have your questions, please pop them up. We can have. I want Jen and Dave to tell them what is new and coming up on their schedules. They're just super. We've got one thing that I will tell you. Look for this very shortly. We're going to be putting a post up for the Ottingen Hall 2 nights, September 30th and October 1st. And we're going to be blessed with Dave and Serenity. We'll probably have a VIP night. Serenity will do some readings, all that good stuff. And you're going to have a great time, because all that energy back at the hall is, again, whoa.
I can't wait for people to experience that. That was just, I mean, unbelievable.
You know, the one thing that I just love is when I get to see Dave standing there going, I think I'm going to talk in some kind of language.
Well, that was a trip.
That
That's never happened. Well, it has happened, but not at a
On a location.
yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just leave that right there where it is.
And if you're in a group Dave talking that language, I highly suggest you buy a ticket to see us
Right.
all in September and October.
Yeah. It'll be great.
Nothing's guaranteed.
We'll be putting that out. I know Dave's got some things going on. I know Serenity, you're also got many things doing. Debbie, what's going on with you? What's going on you got openings at the wonderful Benton Farms?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And Dave and myself, Serenity, you haven't been to the farmhouse yet.
She
have
got to go to it, but she didn't. You know, I took her in.
I
walked
got
her
a
around.
personalized tour from my love here. Gave me
Oh,
a
there
guide
you go.
tour, and I met Mary.
Mhm.
Yeah, and she was awesome. And there's a lot of energy there too. A lot of energy.
That place was off the chain.
Very busy.
Right.
I
Yeah.
would recommend
That's
going there if you're an investigator. Get a hold of Deb there and go do the Benton Farmhouse, because it's pretty active. I'm telling you straight up. I've seen some crazy stuff happen in that place.
Yeah, and so have I, and it is off the chains. That's one of we saw Melvin on here earlier. I don't know if he's still on there or not, but
He does have that does have a connection to the Gaines house too. So
yeah, it does.
it's right down the road, like a mile or two.
We got some responses about our summit.
Yeah, we did hear a few responses about a tunnel. By the way, Deb, we told you about that. So don't know where it's at or anything, but the only way to really find that out is to get GPR radar out, ground penetrating radar out there and start running it around. But it may, it's been so long ago, it may be under the train tracks over there. Who knows where it's at? So,
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Probably pick it up in different spots,
And there was a skirmish in that area, so a skirmish in the Civil War and all that. So all that's a big part of a lot what's going on.
Right. I think more people were. I know there's a lot of loss of death from the Civil War closer to the Benton Farms area. There are a lot of soldiers over there.
But really, that's a hop, skip, and a jump away. I mean, it's not far. So,
right. Right. Bob Stevens, I think his name, Dave, Billy, was telling me about a gentleman that was there that didn't put much into the paranormal and had his first and last name called out. Yes.
Yeah, so there is, what was the MUFON guy's name again? John
John Street.
John's brother, John's brother was sick. So I go in there right when we started doing everything, and there was only a couple people. All of a sudden, all the kids gathered around me, and I was teaching them how to do a ghost box session, and they were getting some crazy stuff. And John's brother Bob happened to be sitting right next to me, and he's like, I don't know about this stuff, blah blah blah. And I said, okay. I said, just hang on a second. So I had the hack shack running, and I said, any spirits that want to communicate, give me someone's name in this room. Bob. I didn't know Bob's name at the time, mind you. And his eyes got big. I said, anybody's name is Bob in here? And he goes, yeah, me. I said, okay, hold on a minute, because he started jabbering right there. I said, hold on, we're not done yet. I said, all right, what's Bob's last name? Street. And he goes, oh my God, I don't know about that. I said, is that your last name, Street? He goes, yeah. He goes, I'm out of here. So he got up, and he didn't know what to make of it. He was walking around outside, trying to scratch his head. And I'm like, there you go, man. I said, now what, there you go. That's you can't get better validation than that. And I don't know if I can say this on the radio, but he came back in a little bit, and I was like, well, what'd you think about that? And he goes, well, the hair on the back of my neck stood up, and the hair on my arm stood up. And he goes, my nipples got hard. Oh, I need the beer now. So he was, it really opened his eyes up, and he couldn't get over that his first and last name came. I mean, it was clear as a bell too. Everybody heard it, because the kids were going, that's your name, and he's like, oh my God. He was like, whoa. He goes, now, he's like, I'm telling you what, he goes, that was spooky.
Well, it went on because after you came out and I went in, and I was in the next room next to you in the kitchen and everything else, he was in there. And same thing. We started getting activity, flashlight play, bing, 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 bing. And I'm always skeptical about flashlight play, but man, when you get flashlight play that goes boom, 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 something different with that. And
I love when the skeptics and people that have never really had an experience get something that's so profound and valid like that, they can't deny it.
Right.
So,
and then when you catch an SLS figure standing right next to the flashlight, and you can see his hand going like that.
You can't beat it, man.
Incredible. And then the guy starts calling Bob's name. We had the ghost box running also, and very amazing. Bob gets to hear his name again. Hi, Bob.
And, Bob's a change. I can guarantee you, Bob was a changed man from the Gaines house.
Yeah,
I can guarantee you, Bob, his whole theory went out the window. That stuff's not real, and now he's a changed man. I can guarantee. I'll put money on it.
Yes. Oh, I guarantee that too. And I'm going to be talking to John, so I'm sure we'll hear more about that soon. So, But
And everybody that came had such great energy and just was very open to experiences and trying things and adventurous. It just was so fun. And the fellowship, I think we talked about that for most of the way home. It just was awesome all the way around.
A lot of good people at that event.
Amazing people. And I can't remember the gentleman's name that was really quiet. He was just really awesome too, because I checked in with him a couple times. He was sitting up by the tree. I said, "You all right?" And he was like, "I'm just being."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, he never went in the house.
Yeah,
He just sat out and hung out with everybody.
he was awesome.
And talked.
Yep.
And that was really cool. We got our videos that froze up for a second.
Uh-oh.
They're back. Deb is still froze again.
I don't know what's going on with me tonight. Am I still frozen again?
Better clear your internet.
I just got to think, Frankie, it says, are there any cool earrings available at the Dave Spinks World of the Weird?
We were running late and we ran to I'm not even going to tell you how fast this man drove to get us home from Point Pleasant, but let's just say he goes faster than my broomstick. I'm not kidding. Like, it was scary. We literally flew from the Walkman Museum.
I was over 90 several times.
It was a little crazy, but there's these amazing earrings. They're chakra earrings and alien earrings. If you want to get them, you can get the Dave Spinks World of Weird. Come down, get these 10 Zen or Zen 10. Sorry, Frankie. I know I'm butchering it right now, but they are amazing earrings. They are
type it in the chat.
Fantastic. And if she has any pictures, she can throw them in the chat too.
Type it in the chat.
I'm going to sport them at some point. And
we sold several pairs.
We did. We sold 2, I think, already. Yay!
Yeah.
We didn't check over the weekend, and Dave just told me that, so I was just very excited.
I mean, we've been so busy the last couple of weeks. I think we've only been in the store 1 or 2 days. We had our friend Ada's probably in there somewhere.
And listen, we're so very thankful.
Ada was
He comes in and takes over for us when we're doing events and our speaking engagements and stuff. So we love her. She hooks us up big time.
She has great energy, and she's very knowledgeable. And
she's learning what?
She's learning Reiki, and we have some fun new things happening at the store, and hopefully some other stuff.
We really enjoyed it.
Something about the couples retreat we're talking about.
So we were inspired. I mean, we've had this idea before.
Inspired us even.
But we met an amazing couple this weekend, Dwight and Bridget. Hi, guys, if you're watching. Sometimes couples need help, like really just, we have issues, like we don't always agree spiritually, energetically, metaphysically. And one partner maybe is really immersed in all of this stuff, and the other one isn't quite so sure. And we have been there, done that, got the t-shirt. So we were really thinking that and inspired that we could help a lot of couples if we had a couples retreat. And how cool that would be that we could host something and everybody could come hang out with us and we could talk about our pros and our cons with our relationship and our theoretical dispositions and what we believe and how it works and how it doesn't work and how we get through that and what resources we can help each other with, and just the fellowship in and of itself. I mean, we watched some really amazing things happen this weekend. I'm not gonna lie, I was moved beyond tears more than one time. I was just unbelievably moved. And
some of the, people's personal lives and experiences were very moving.
Right.
At that event, from what they shared with us. And, that's deep down, dark, bad stuff that's happened to folks. And we didn't know them from Adam, and they were willing to share those experiences with us. And I thought, when something like that happens, that just tells you that there was this magic going on there, and everybody was meshing, and it was all synchronicity. It was supposed to happen. It was full circle, and I love it when stuff like that happens, because in that exact moment that we're doing the right thing and that we're all supposed to be here together. And that's what it was. It literally was.
And Tanya, we missed you.
Yes.
We missed you.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if we do have this couples retreat, you can bring the real Billy. You are more than welcome to bring the quiet gnome Billy too.
Yeah, I'll tell you. But
Billy.
guys,
I had to work.
thank you, chat room, for everything. we're going to go ahead and end the show. But I want Dave to again talk about some of the things that you may be at or doing.
Okay.
With you, Debbie. Same with you, Serenity. And we'll let Billy Noam take us out.
Okay. And I think it's the 10th. Don't quote me. You can look it up on my stuff. I'll be speaking at the Kecksburg UFO Festival. July 10th, I
I
believe.
don't think that's the right date.
I don't know.
It's a weekend in July, and
Yeah.
it's on all of our social media, so you should check it out.
I'm just kind of brain farting right now. But anyway, I'll be speaking at the Kecksburg UFO Festival this year in July. I'm supposed to be at Gettysburg. We're still debating on that situation right now because of what's going on with the gas and everything else. Because that is a charity event, and I do usually do that every year. But with the way the things are, you just I hate to say it, but it comes down to money sometimes, especially on these charity events. It costs us a lot of money to do these things, and if it's there and we are good, we'll do it. If not, it is what it is. So. August, September, I'll be speaking, or I won't be speaking at Mothman, but I will be there as a special guest at Mothman Festival this year, 17th, 18th of September. I think that's all I have.
We're going to be in Kentucky at Octagon Hall on the 30th and 1st.
Yep, end of September, Octagon Hall. I'm looking forward to that one.
I am too, and the relationships and connections we made this weekend.
And then we will be at.
We'll continue.
We'll be at the Ron and Joe.
Oh yeah, Chief Logan,
Chief
right?
Logan State Park,
Yeah.
Ron and Joe's Wild and Weird Con.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new conference. This will be the second year, and it was awesome last year. So
if you can get
look
there,
that
you
up.
definitely want to
Yeah.
try to get there. It was so much fun and just such great people and fellowship. And
Yeah.
this is what this is starting to become more and more of a community. And dare I say, we put unity in community. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
But this is some really fun stuff, and we have some big things
In the work.
in the works that I am neither one of us are at liberty to discuss right now. And say your sweet baby Jesus prayers to everything that you hold holy, that all this goes to as planned and comes to fruition very soon, because we will be more than delighted to share it with the world.
Well, they're going to know because some of those people right
Well,
there.
we're all-
I already know.
let's just say it takes a really awesome,
Group of
committed small group of people to change the world,
Yeah.
right?
It does. That it does. And folks, keep looking up and keep being positive. Look inside yourself for the truth and follow that truth till the very end point. And you,
2 new books coming out too, Bear.
oh, that's right. Go ahead and talk about it. You
Within a month and a half, the West Virginia Dogman book will be out. So I'll announce soon. I'm going to start taking pre-orders. So the people that do pre-orders, you will get a signed copy mailed to your house from me, and probably another little goodie with a little additional gift inside. So when I announce that, you can start doing your pre-order. We'll tell you how to pay, how to do it, and all that. And right after that, the long-awaited Real West Virginia Hauntings book, Volume 2. I've been getting blown up for a year on that. When's that book coming out? I'm here to tell you, look for it in around 2.5 months. It's pretty much done, and those books will be coming out back to back real soon. So I'm excited about those 2 new projects.
we're all excited about that.
All from Starborn
Illumination
Publishing.
Yeah, there you go. And dear Debbie, what's going on? Tell us what's happening at your end.
Just taking care of grandkids right now, and then full time now. I've got 6.
Holy cow.
Golly.
I even got some on the weekend, so yeah, it's his, mine, and ours, collection of grandkids. So
Yeah, it's so great, but you have that great
But I love it.
blessings to be able to handle all that with ease. I know that You may have some things coming up at the farm or anything like that. You've got any events coming up at the farm or anything you want to talk about? The events that you have at the other place coming up?
The only event I scheduled was the one with you all. That was
Mhm.
the most important one to me. I'm hoping maybe I can probably get to the one at your place if I
There you
can.
go. That would be awesome. That would
Yeah.
be awesome. We'd love
I
that.
know we have people from West Virginia that are coming to the
And
hall,
Pennsylvania.
and Pennsylvania coming
Yeah.
to the hall event too. So
This
That's-
is long awaited.
long awaited. People
Yeah.
are like salivating for this one, man. Let me tell you.
And
Because
no,
I haven't
if
got to
you've
meet
ever been,
Tanya.
I
yeah,
know.
yeah, and if you've ever been to the hall in October or around that area, hold it. Yeah,
That's when
I can't remember
the first
when-
time I was there was during October, and I saw that freaking dude with the damn trench coat and the hat, and he was running like 100 mile an hour.
I
Yeah.
saw so much stuff at the hall in May, and that's the 5th month. So if you add 5 to that, I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. Maybe the plant just like opens up. I'm not really sure, but the amount of UFO, Bigfoot, paranormal, oh my gosh, an entire conglomerate. It is like an energetic, like heaven. It really is. Like there's so much
And
stuff.
the other thing is, you never know what the hell's going to happen or show up. And
so that's exactly.
I mean, it's just one of those places.
Oh,
that you better have your head on a swivel because you're
And
going to miss something.
And your tennis shoes on, because I might have to tell you a story. I got to running, so
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you again. Chat room, thank you as always. We're so glad that you're here. This show is for you, and thank you for your contributions and also for tuning in week after week. We love you all. Many blessings to you all. Have a great week. A lot of good things happening in the near future. I'm going to tell you that right now. So be ready, raise that energy, raise your frequencies, and we'll be seeing you soon. Next Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Into the Far. Thank you all very much. Have a great night. Love everybody. I'm trying to get the brand out of here. We're going to end the round out here. So we'll see you
All
next.
right.
Thank you all.
Good night.
no.
Good night.